Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day, amazing Sunday. You excited to be with us one more time, man. Excited for another week. Excited for another week. Let me see some ones in the chat, baby. Throw some ones in the chat. Throw some ones in the chat. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Good deal, good deal, good deal. Ones. We ready. Coach Hall, we ready, baby. We looking good. We looking good. I'm starting to see the whites now. I'm starting to see some whites now. There we
Yeah,
go.
go ahead and show that camera. Hit that camera button so we can see your beautiful smile. Let me see your fade. Let me see your line up. Let me see your face a little bit. Smile for the camera. I see y'all. Smile for the camera. I see you smiling, Christian. Can't hide now. They can't hide now. You can't hide now, RJ. I see you, RJ, fixing your hair. You can't hide now. You can't hide. Y'all can't hide now. Yeah. Let's go. Everybody gathering in. They coming in slowly but surely. Fellas, we're going to go ahead and kick it off and get it started, man. I'm super pumped, man. I got my white on. You know what I mean? You know, we got our little white tees on. If you don't have on a white shirt, don't feel bad. We'll give a different color next week or whatever it may be. Let me just say this as we get started, fellas, man. I'm super proud of y'all, man. You know, this 4 or 5 weeks in a row, man, that we've hopped on this call, and you guys done a phenomenal job of staying engaged. I'm getting great feedback from your parents. Just a great job all you know, through and through. So kudos to you guys, man. You should be super excited for yourself. This is an elite group, man, and no matter what anybody tells you, and no matter anything else is going on from a negative standpoint, man, this is an elite group, and you guys are an elite group of young men. And so we're so thankful, man. We got some great things going, man. And let me just say this too. Actually, I'll wait to the end when we got more people on, because I want to make sure I get some information from you guys before you get going. But this week has been a crazy week, man, for everybody, man. It's a lot of back and forth, like sports and high school sports, middle school sports coming to an end. A lot of different things shifting right now as we get closer to the fall. Man, it's crazy on the NFL level. I mean, guys are canceling games because NFL teams are getting the coronavirus, which is crazy. Tennessee Titans had to cancel a game. And so it's a lot of crazy things going on right now with the pandemic, with education, with virtual learning. A lot of schools are going back, and it's a lot of new cases in the state of Ohio specifically, and even wherever you're from, whether it's Texas or Carolina, Georgia. It's like just cases sparking up everywhere. So make sure you guys are being safe. If there is a mask mandate, make sure you are wearing your mask. If you guys have a mask and you know, Coach Hall, I can't breathe that well. I get it. I understand. As long as you don't pass out, keep the mask on. All right. Keep the mask on. Just go through all the safety protocols. I know it's an inconvenience, fellas. I know it is, man. Like, you got to wear a mask, and then you thirsty. Then we got the water fountains working at the schools these days because of the coronavirus. Just make sure you do everything that you can possibly do to stay safe, because you got NFL athletes that are, you know, can't play the game that they love. People making millions and millions of dollars, but they can't do what they want to do because of this pandemic. So make sure you're staying safe. Make sure your family's good. I would imagine that maybe one person, I don't know if anybody on this call has ever had anybody impacted by COVID, man, but just make sure you're staying safe. I wanted to make sure I said that more than anything. My dog's barking. This little guy's going off right now. I need to get him to be quiet. He won't be quiet. This is what I'm talking about, man. I'm in the middle of talking about a pandemic, and the dang on dog wants to start barking. He doesn't care about COVID-19, but we care about COVID-19. He don't even care about this video, but we care about COVID-19. So, having said that, fellas, I want to hear COVID-19 is kind of taking over on the sports side this week from an NFL standpoint. But what I want to do is I want you guys to tell me what you're thankful for, right? I want you to tell me what you're thankful for, because this is a week where, you know, from a sports standpoint, it's crazy. The Lakers done lost to the Heat in game 6 or game 5. So it's going to push a game 6 tonight. So tell me what you're thankful for, man. Tell me what you're thankful for this week. Tell me what you are thankful for in the chat. Throw it in the chat. What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? Tell me what you're thankful for. Throw it in the chat.
And Coach Hall, if you want, man, we can unmute a couple, man. If you guys are feeling bold and brave and want to share out loud, let us know. We can.
I'm thankful
for
my godmom raising me.
All right. Here we go. Nice.
Thankful for godmom raising me. Say that again, RJ.
Thankful for my mom, dad, and my sister, even when they make me mad.
Now,
what about when you make them mad? RJ, what about when you make them mad?
Sister, even when they make him mad.
Hopefully they appreciate you when you make them mad, right?
Good. I see it over here in the chat. Obi said, thankful for food on the table and a roof over his head. All right. Thankful for my godmom raising me, my mom and friends, my shelter because it was raining and storming. That's good, Christian. That's actually a really good point. How sometimes we take things for granted, fellas. But you got a roof over your head. Maybe it's not the house you want to live in, but at least you're not outside in the rain when it's cold. That's excellent. Leighton, give me something better than being thankful for everything. Give me something else, Leighton. What else are you thankful for? Rylan, give me something more than just life. Give me something specific in life that you are thankful for. Give me something specific. Leighton and Rylan, give me something specific. Aday says he's thankful for his family. Good. Leighton, thankful for his friends, the ones who are always there. Shout out to your friends that's always there. Throw a 2 in the chat if you got at least one friend that's always there. Throw a 2 in the chat if you got at least one friend, just one. All right. And yeah, me and Coach Smith, we count. If you got one friend that's always there. Matter of fact, if you got 2 friends that's always there for you, throw a 3 in the chat. Throw a 3 in the chat if you got at least 2 friends that's always down. Always down. Throw a 4 in the chat if them same friends that got you in trouble before. Throw a 4 in the chat if those same friends got you in trouble before. But they still your dogs, though. They're still your dogs. You still rocking with them, though. But they still get you in trouble from time to time. That's good, man. That's good. Coach Smith, what you thankful for, man?
Man, you know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for my wife making some dirty rice tonight. I don't know if you guys ever had dirty rice, man. Nice rice and a little bit of ground turkey. Listen, man, I'm a big food guy, man. Right? I gotta eat, man. I like to eat. And Coach Hall made us wear these white shirts, so I know I'm gonna spill some on my shirt, man. I know I'm gonna spill some dirty rice all over my shirt, man. I got my LeBron more than an athlete shirt on tonight, man, because I know that the Lakers are going to do it right. The Lakers are going to do it right, man. But I'm thankful for some good food. I know that a lot of people put food in the chat because we boys, we love to eat. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I like it. Love it.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
So real quick, guys, before we get started, one of the things that we talked about the last couple of weeks is we got an opportunity, man, to see everybody for the most part, everybody's faces, man. You guys are looking good. You guys got your white shirts on for the most part, right? It's an honor, right? It's glad to see you guys, man. We wanted to open this up. You guys have done an amazing job these first few weeks. And we think, we can do this. So we're going to have an amazing day today. All right, no distractions. We're going to plug away. We're going to learn some things. But also remember, we said that one of the reasons why we wanted to do this is so that we can continue to develop a relationship with you, a rapport with you. I know that we're virtual, and so that may be a little difficult, but we wanted to do today. If you have anything that's on your mind, anything that's on your heart, anything that you want to share, more in a one-on-one setting, you don't really want to share in front of everybody, feel free to send me a message. You can chat me directly. All right. You can hit my name, Coach Smith, Antonio Smith, and send me a quick chat directly. And what we can do is we can break off into another room. All right. Just you and me for a couple minutes. And we can talk about some things one-on-one. Okay. So we'll get a chance to do that throughout the day. Hopefully you guys, I think am I froze? Am I back? Am I live? Can you guys see me?
Yep.
My computer's moving a little bit slow today, but hopefully I'm good. So We guys will get a chance to do that and break off, man, and we'll get a chance to do some one-on-one stuff. All right, is that cool? Is that cool? Give me some thumbs up. Give me some thumbs up if we good with that. Give me some thumbs up. We good? We good? We good?
Hey, and fellas, let's do it this way, Coach Smith. Just to add to that, if you guys are on a computer, if you guys hit the participants button, and then there is a button that says more, right up under the participants. If you click that button, there's a thumbs up, thumbs down, those types of things are in there. All right. So if you want to connect and you can't find the chat or whatever, just do a thumbs up or something, and then Coach Smith will pull you in as need be. If you find yourself just in a room with just Coach Smith, then it's probably because you put that thumbs up. All right. So if you want to holler at Coach Smith just on your own, he'll make sure he loops around. You guys will have about 3 to 4 minutes to kind of talk with Coach Smith, and then we'll go from there. Meanwhile, everybody else, let's get to it, baby. Let's get to it. Turn to page 25, fellas. Turn to page 25 in your books. All right, turn to page 25 in your playbooks. Page 25 in your playbooks. All right. And like we do it every single week, we're going to start off and kick it off with our Minecraft. I really, really like this one. This is a creative one. I really want to know how you see it. I'm going to put it up on the screen, but on page 25, all right, I'm going to put it up on the screen here. Okay, page 25, glass half full or glass half empty. Okay, glass half whatever, full or empty, but glass half full. Okay, now tell me in the chat, or we can open up your microphones depending on if Coach Smith is gone or not. Coach, did you make me a co-host?
Yes, sir.
Coach Smith might be gone right now.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, cool. We're good. All right. So I want to make sure I want to hear from you. So you can either put it in the chat on what you see, all right, or we can go ahead and open up the mic if you want to share from that standpoint, all right? But talk to us real quick. What do you see right now in this Minecraft? Glass half full, or is it glass half empty? Or is it what's going on? Talk to me. What's the overall message that you get from this Minecraft? Talk to me in the chat. Or, yeah, there we go. Here we go. Obi said the fish is helping the other fish live by giving the other fish water. All right. I like that, Obi. I like that, which essentially means that you can help other people. You can help other people by what you have. You can help other people live, man. You can help other people smile. You can help other people have a great day. You can help other people with their math problem. You can help other people by being a friend. Earlier, we talked about how you may have 1 or 2 or 3 friends that are ride or die, those friends that are always there for you that you're thankful for. But there are some people that don't have any friends, and you could be that person for them. Just because somebody isn't your friend today and isn't in your crew, or they don't hang with you and your friends, doesn't mean that you can't go to that lunch table, right? Someday when you guys get back in school, for those of you not in school, and it doesn't mean that you can't make new friends on new teams, okay? So just because somebody isn't your friend doesn't mean that you can't help them, because that could be helping to save their life. All right. Ade said a fish helping the other fish to live. Good. I see the fish helping the other fish by filling it. Good. Same thing. He has some energy to someone that need energy, or maybe just anything. Okay. So RJ took a different perspective. RJ said it's not necessarily just helping them live, but it's just whatever that other person needs. So we're talking about fish right now, but from a human standpoint, whatever someone else needs, are you willing to give up something that you have so that they have a chance just like you? So a lot of society, fellas, is teaching young people to be selfish. Gimme, 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 gimme. Get as much as you can get for yourself, and don't worry about anybody else. I'm a giver, fellas. Like I mean, it's just better to just give things away. Like if you look at it this way, the more I give away, the more room I have for people to give me things. Okay. And it just works that way. I'm not saying just go in your closet and give away everything that you have. But what I am saying is when there's an opportunity to give something of value, you know, a lot of times people will give what they don't want anymore. So they'll find an old pair of shoes. They'll find something, an old tattered shirt. And if they got to give that away, they will. But why don't you look in your closet? If you got like 10 pair of sneakers, Look in your closet and find one of your better pair of sneakers and say, hey, mom, hey, dad, you know what? I'm going to just give these away because I got 6 or 7 pair, right? And I know it's going to hurt a little bit. It's really not giving if you don't feel it, right? If it doesn't hurt just a little bit when you give it away, it's really not giving, right? And so it's the same thing with these fish. If the fish, the more water he gives up, the less situation he's in to be comfortable. So you got to remember that. That's good, RJ. He's sacrificing his life for another fish. He is. He's outside of his bowl. That's excellent. He's outside of his bowl. Let me see. Man, Felton said he's sharing the water, right? So he's sharing what he has, helping the other fish stay alive. He's spitting the water, splitting it up equally. That's good. I love it, love it, love it, love it. How is it possible, fellas? Think about this. How is it possible that there's somebody literally in the world that's worth like $500 billion? I'm going to write it in the chat. 500. Let me see if I can write this. $500 billion. That's the number. $500 billion. And I'm going to write another number. And there are people in this world that have zero. How is it possible that there is a human being in this world that's worth like $500 billion or something crazy? And there's somebody in this world with $0. Right? You talk about sharing, you talk about dividing things up equally. Now, some people do work extremely hard to have what they have, and that's awesome. But sometimes the people that don't have anything, it's not necessarily their fault. Sometimes disease hits their family. Sometimes divorce happens and they break up with their significant other, and next thing you know, the finances are all messed up. Sometimes drugs play a part in it. Sometimes people are just raised without parents, without a dad, or without a mom, or mom's in prison, or dad's in prison, or whatever it may be. They may get raised with mom and dad not even around, and so they don't even know how to fight through the struggle. So you just never know. But what if we just balance things out? And that's where you come into play, fellas. Even at your age right now, you could find the people around that may not have as much as you have, and you may not have a lot, but you may say, you know what, there's somebody that's in a worse situation than I'm in, and I'm willing to sacrifice and to give up something so that somebody else can eat. Every once in a while, man, you might have to give some of your food or some of your clothes, or maybe a pair of tennis shoes, or maybe some of your toys. You might have to give them away to some people that don't have anything, because you have a lot, man. And sometimes you might save this person's life, man. You may make a difference long term if you help them out today. All right. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, you're right. I did put in 500 million. I appreciate that. I was trying to type in all them zeros and it was confusing me, but that's good. Way to catch that. So Ryland says, for example, his dad passed away when he was like 3. Okay. So that means you got guys like me and Coach Smith that'll step in and try and be that person to offer that wisdom that maybe his dad would have gave him, or maybe as a stepdad, or maybe as an uncle or a grandparent, right? You just never know what person's going to be able to come and offer you that life that you need, fellas. All right. That life that you need. Good. All right. Also, I want to point this out to you guys. As you guys have your books open. So I'm going to click off. If you're paying attention, fellas, like, sometimes we put ourselves in situations that cause us more pain and more harm. So the question becomes, how did the fish on the left, how did he lose all his water? Now, I'm going to give you a scenario. Anybody ever been to the pool? Raise your hand. Like, raise your hand if you ever been to a swimming pool. Like, when we first get to the swimming pool, what everybody doing? Everybody start splashing each other, splashing, water going everywhere, and everybody stop splashing. If this fish is in this bowl and just swimming and just doing what he's supposed to do, maybe all his water is still in it. But the other way to look at it is, what if he's just splashing the water, having a good time, partying, having a good time, just loving life, living life, having a great time, and then all of a sudden he looks up and he done splashed all his water out everywhere. So because of his decisions, because of his actions, because he wasn't focused when he needed to be focused, and he wasn't taking stuff serious, now all of a sudden he finds himself where he needs some help. And I know some of you guys end up in that situation specifically with your schoolwork, where you don't take it serious enough, where you kind of go through the motions and don't put in the effort, and you just kind of splash and having fun, playing video games all weekend, having a good time, like, hey, look at me, what's up? And next thing you know, you behind on your work. Especially with this whole virtual piece, like you got to stay on top of it. And now you need help. Now you upset. And now your grade isn't what it's supposed to be, fellas. And then your parents is coming down on you. Now you mad at your mom and your dad for trying to hold you accountable. And so sometimes we just got to realize that sometimes we put ourselves in that situation where we end up splashing away everything that we had because we're not staying focused and doing what we're supposed to do. So I want to make sure I pointed that out. But I also want to point out my guy on the right. He's a strong guy. My guy on the right. And he's giving up some stuff. But what do you think, guys? Put it in the chat. Talk to me. Put it in the chat. What you think will happen if my guy on the right, my fish on the right, if he decides, if he stays outside of his bowl long enough, what do you think is going to happen to this guy? If he stays outside of the bowl long enough, throw it in the chat. What's going to happen to my fish on the right if he stays outside of his bowl? All right, he's going to die, right? It's a wrap. It's going to be a wrap, right? It'll be a wrap. It'll be a wrap, right? It'll be a wrap, right? It's a wrap for that guy, right? And so here's the other part about helping. Sometimes, fellas, you got to make sure you help yourself before you help others. You got to make sure you help yourself before you help others. And we got to have the confidence and the ability to say that we need help ourselves, right? Now, I know my man is a super fish and he out here picking up bowls and all that stuff. I don't know. He probably like an Avenger or something later in life. He get some mutagen or something. He going to turn into something. I don't know. But if he stay outside that bowl too long, it's going to be a problem. And I want you guys to understand that your parents, whoever you live with, that house that you in, that you said you were thankful for, that roof over your head, that's your bowl, fellas. That's your bowl. And that's your covering, right? Inside of that house, inside of that covering are the people that love you, I assume, right? Hopefully everybody in that house is helping to take care of you. Okay. And that's part of the reason why they let you get on this call. But you got to make sure that you don't travel too far away from your bowl that you can't get back. And so it's okay to give, but you always got to come back and make sure you take care of yourself and make sure you're covered. Okay. That's excellent. Excellent. Hey, throw a 5 in the chat if that was helpful, man. Throw a 5 in the chat. And while you throwing the 5 in the chat, turn to page 26. Turn to page 26 for your boy. Page 26 for Coach Hall. Come on, turn to page 26. I don't see y'all turning. I can see you. I don't see you turning. Come on. I don't see. Did you turn, Christian? Did you turn? I'm looking at you, Christian. Did you turn? All right. What you eating over there, man? This dude over here chewing gum. Holy smokes. That's good. Here we go. We're going to talk about this, man. I don't know. Does anybody like the zoo? Anybody like the zoo? Some people like the zoo. I don't really know. It was a show that came out at the beginning of the pandemic. It's not age appropriate for you all for the most part, although some of you probably saw it or at least saw the memes about it. It was called Tiger King. The gist of the show was these two people own these private zoos, and they had tons of tigers and different animals in these zoos. And as Coach Smith and I was watching this, we started to think about different things that get caged up by our mindset and get caged up by fear. And so everybody listening right now and everybody on this Zoom call, you guys have a lot of great things in your mind. But then there's a reason why you don't act on it. And a lot of times it's just straight fear. It's straight fear. And so we want to talk about things and what will happen if they got out. Now we know if a tiger got out, it would be a problem. Like it would be Hey, raise your hand if you would run if a tiger got out. Or would you stand and try and fight the lion? Would you try and fight the tiger? Yes or no? No, I don't think so. You ain't fighting no tiger. A tiger will bite your face off and leave nothing behind. You know how scary that would be? A tiger? Holy smoke. Man, a tiger? Listen, I'm telling you, I'm like this. Wait a minute, you said what? It's a what? It's a what? Wait a minute. It's loose? It's a tiger lose. Ain't no tiger lose. You playing. For real? Where at? Oh. I'm out of here, man. I'm out, bro. And I'm making that face too. I'm out, bro. I am out. A tiger? Come on, man. I'm out of there, bro. I'm out, man. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, I know you super cool and everything. I know you super cool over there. Everybody's super cool, but a tiger show up? Oh, man. An uncaged tiger? Oh, man, I'm straight. I'm out of here, man. I'm out. I'm out, man. They could have everything. They could have these Yeezys. I'm out, bro. You can have my white tee. I'll run with no shirt on. I'll run to get away from a tiger. Anyway, so we know what would happen if a tiger got out. But if you're looking on page 26, we're talking about these things that are caged up. And so we're going to break this down for you guys. What would happen if your biggest dream came true? Like the thing that you want most in this world to happen. Like, what if that thing got uncaged, man? What if that thing got out? What if you really made it to the NFL? What if you really broke that record? What if you really got all A's? What if you really were a master at school? What if you really like made the team? What if you really was able to buy your mom or your dad a house? What if that dream really came true and like really got out? Some of y'all are kind of short right now. What if you grew like 8 inches like tomorrow? Like what? Like that's what life is supposed to be. Where our dreams are not in cages, that we do not allow fear or what other people think about our dream to dictate whether or not we act on it. Everything that you guys should be doing every single day should be like, how can I make my dream come true? How can I make my dream come true? How can I get out this situation? How can I be a better son? How can I be a better brother? How can I, like when I grow up to be a man, how can I be the best man that this world have ever seen? But some of us start running like I was running earlier. When things get hard, you got these dreams, but when things get hard, y'all start running. Y'all start running, right? Y'all start running. You don't want to pursue them dream. You don't want to work hard. When somebody trying to challenge you to get you to work a little bit harder for your dream, you don't want to work hard. You start complaining. You know the mission, don't complain, contribute. You know the 1090 rule. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you respond to it. We know the 1090 rule. Sometimes we keep them dreams caged up. Ideas, right? We got some great ideas. They stay caged up because we're afraid. We don't want to get laughed at. Who cares what they think? It's your idea. They ain't come up with it. Listen, a good idea is always going to sound stupid to somebody who has no idea. Are you kidding me? They have no idea how great your idea is. That's why they're laughing at it. So if you have an idea or something that you want to do, right? Something that you want to build, something that you want to create, then go for it. Don't worry about what nobody else is saying. Don't worry about what they're talking about. What about hurt and pain? What about hurt and pain, fellas? Some of y'all still holding on to a lot of hurt and a lot of pain, man. And this is all caged up. And you know what happens when you're angry and you just let it build up? It's like a volcano. It's like a eruption, bro. Like when you angry, then you just let it fester and let it just kind of. And then next thing you know, you flipping over stuff, you mad, you throwing stuff. That's not how we want to deal with that. That's not how we want to deal with it. But anger sometimes is caged up. And so you can't cage up anger. When you get upset, like we'll get into that in a minute, you got to just kind of let it go. And then last but not least is forgiveness. We talked about this a few weeks ago, but forgiveness. Caged up, man. The inability to just say, I'm sorry. When you mess up, fellas, you got to own it. All right. You got to own it. All right. You got to be able to say, I'm sorry. Coach Smith, I see you over here. You got any other guys in there that you going back and forth with? I just want to make sure. So if you had anything to say, I just didn't want to keep going without saying something to you.
No, we good, man. We had a couple rooms. If you guys check your chats, man. I'm actually selecting a couple of you guys just to pull it to the side. Even if you didn't tell me, I was just gonna pull you to the side really quickly, man. Have a couple words with you. So check your chats, man. RJ, Cato, check your chats, man. I'm pulling you guys over real quick.
All right, good. We're gonna keep it moving. All right, so fellas, again, things that you got caged up, let those dreams out, man. Write down your dreams on a sheet of paper. All right, you got look, this on the back sheet. All this white paper, fellas. All that white paper. All right. So make sure you fill it in the blanks. You see mine? You see mine's filled in. Okay. Make sure you fill it in. We just don't have you doing this just to do it. Make sure you fill in your blanks as we go. All right. So here's a couple questions I want you guys to ask yourselves. Number one, who is being impacted the most when it's locked in the cage, whatever it is? Who's being impacted the most? And then number two, how would it impact you with your dream being locked in the cage? Tell me in the chat, who's being impacted the most with your dream being locked in the cage? Who's being impacted the most? If your dream is locked in the cage, tell me in the chat. Me, right? Good. You are. Good. Yeah, good. A day says me, myself. Cope. Yep. Christian, good. Layton, myself. So the more you keep your dream in, you're being impacted first. And let me tell you how this works, fellas, because I'm related to that whole fish situation. If you have a dream or a goal and you decide not to do it or act on it or work hard enough or put in the effort to get it, or you're afraid to fail and you don't want to work, or whatever it may be, you talk yourself out of it. People gonna make fun of you, whatever it is. You're not good enough. You're talking yourself out of it and it stays locked away. You're gonna regret it, man. As you get older, you're like, man, you know how many of my friends like, man, yo, when I was in the 6th grade, man, I was so good in football. I was so good in football when I was in the 6th grade. But then, I just didn't keep playing because the coach didn't like me. And so I stopped playing. Bro, I'm 35 years old, 36 years old, man. Like, I don't care about how good you were in the 6th grade. I don't care. But he's still talking about the 6th grade because that was the last time he put in the effort to get what he wanted. Right. And so he's still talking about it. And I don't want that for you all. I don't want you guys to be like, man, I wish I had turned in that. I wish I had submitted my artwork to that competition because maybe they would have picked me. Right. Or maybe I wish I'd have played the saxophone, but I didn't want nobody to make fun of me because, most of the athletes don't play musical instruments. Or I wish I would have put more effort on my grades, but you didn't. Okay. So the other piece is, man, if you guys made your dream come true, you know how many people you'll be able to impact? You know how your family would be different if you were the first in your family to own your own business or to become a multimillionaire. Listen, you know how many people that are experiencing homelessness right now that you could feed? That's what I want for you guys. Like, you see all those people in the corners that are struggling right now, and you talked about having a roof over your head. You talked about being that fish that gives water to other people to help them live. Like, the things that you guys are doing right now, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, the things that you're doing right now are going to be able to position you to be able to help change those things. I know you guys don't like seeing people in the corner that need food, right? Some people call them bums. You don't call somebody a bum. That's disrespectful, right? And it's not a kind thing to say. Right. And so if you're thankful for life and you're thankful for the roof over your head, if you do some things right now, when you grow up, you might be able to help those people, man. And so that's why school is important. It ain't just about getting A's and B's. It's not just about passing science or passing a math quiz. It's about positioning yourself to be able to help the people that can't help themselves. That's what it's about, man. It's about being that big fish that could dump some water when people need some help. All right. Let's keep on moving. If this is helpful, man, if you're learning something, man, put a 6 in the chat. Put a 6 in the chat. We got about 12 more minutes or so. Throw a 6 in the chat for your boy. Throw a 6 in the chat. I love it, man. I love seeing y'all faces too. Don't be afraid to show the camera if you show your face, man. Don't be afraid. This is what I'm talking about. Uncage yourself. Uncage yourself. I got half of y'all showing, half of y'all not. Uncage yourself. It's all good. It's all good. If you got to step away and go to the restroom, all right, cool. Don't take the camera with you. All right, but it's all good. Uncage yourself. Don't be afraid. All right, it's a family. Don't be afraid. Here we go. All right, I'm gonna move on to this piece here. This is a very, very important piece that I had some challenges with when I was growing up, fellas. And it was anger. It was anger, and anger is a delicate piece, but it's something that I want to tell you guys, and this is another fill-in for you guys. Another fill-in. Okay, anger is a substitute emotion that wants to control you. It's a substitute emotion that wants to control you. Like, what you mean a substitute emotion, Coach Hall? Anger is so the way that anger works is just like a substitute teacher. Anger is a substitute emotion, and it wants to control you. It works just like the way that a substitute teacher works, where it's a teacher who probably is a teacher, but it's not the real teacher. And so the students generally don't respect that teacher or that substitute as much as they do the regular teacher, because they know that they'll be gone. So they feel like they can get away with some things that they normally wouldn't be able to because the authority is not in the room. And so anger works the exact same way, fellas. It works the exact same way, where it comes in, it wants to control you because it's not the real emotion. Because sometimes you guys are feeling sadness, but as a young man, you're not going to walk into the room and say, hey, man, you made me sad when you did that. That's just not what we do. Or you frustrated me. Or, hey, you disappointed me. Or you let me down. We really don't communicate our emotions that way. And so it comes out as anger because we know how to do anger. We could flip something, flip a table over, throw something. We could get mad. We could cry. We could stump our feet. We could ball up our fists. We could get ready to fight. And people know that we're angry. And then people start to react to that. So we do that. But the reality is we have to get used to and get comfortable saying, hey, you know what? You let me down on that. Or I'm extremely frustrated by this, without blowing up like a volcano, without blowing up like some type of explosive. Anger is a substitute emotion. It's not really telling you what you really feel. And so you guys have to get some vocabulary that explains how you feel. I'm mad right now. I'm angry. You're really not angry. You probably just frustrated you didn't get what you wanted. Or you're upset, or you're disappointed that things didn't go the way that you thought they would go. All right. So anger is a substitute emotion, and it wants to control you. I don't want anybody on our call right now to ever be controlled by anything except yourself and your own thoughts. Okay. So do not allow anger to control you. Okay. But number two, as we moving on, fellas. All right. We know all about gravity. What goes up must come down, right? You throw a basketball up, it's coming down. It's a gravitational pull that's coming, right? That's pulling everything back down to the earth. Okay. It's pulling everything back down. And so this says, don't get caught in the gravitational pull of impulsive anger. Impulsive anger. Impulsive means without thinking. It's a default. I'm going to do just what I feel. Okay. Versus doing what's necessary to get the results that I want. You can't always act on how you feel. Now, this is not saying, fellas, that you can't get angry, but you just got to be able to identify it. You got to be able to identify. Like I like eating, like, you know, you got the flats when you eating wings, you got the flats, and then you got the little drummies. You got the little flats, and you got the drummies. I like eating the drummies. So when I'm eating chicken wings and watching NFL football, I'm eating the drummies. I don't like the flats. I just don't like the flats. I could taste the scales. I don't like it. All right. You can argue with, matter of fact, put in the chat before I keep going, put in the chat. Are you a drummy guy? Or are you a flat guy? You like drums, or you like the flats? Which ones you like? You like the drummies, or you like the flats? Talk to me, man. The flats. Okay. You like the drumstick or the flats? See, I don't really mess with them flats, man. I don't mess with the flats like that. All right, we got drums, flats. What you like in here? Tell me what you like in here. What you got in here? I see flats, RJ, flats. Tony got both. Jay said, all right, drumsticks. All right, drums. Man, Brian say drums, both. All right. Tavion, drummies. Okay. All right. Anyway, I like the drums. So, but back to what I was saying. You got to be able to make a decision on what you want to do, fellas. All right. So don't allow anger to pull you down. That's what that means. Write that down somewhere. Write it down. Don't let anger pull me down. Okay. I want you guys to write that down somewhere. I'm going to say it again. Write it down. Write this down. Don't allow anger to pull me down. Okay. Don't get caught in the gravitational pull of impulsive anger. Don't let anger pull me down. You guys are working too hard. Last but not least, before we move on to forgiveness and then win the day and we out of here, fellas, we'll go through this quickly. All right. Anger does not have precision. All right. So it's not accurate. It's not an accurate passer. It's not accurate. Anger is not patient, and anger does not have perspective. All right. Anger does not have perspective. So you got to make sure you're patient. You got to make sure you have the right perspective, which means getting your mind right. And you also have to make sure you're precise on your thoughts. So using words like I'm sad, I'm upset, I'm frustrated because I'm disappointed. You let me down. You broke your promise. This is why I'm upset. You didn't apologize, right? Those are the things that you want to work into, okay? Throw a 7 in the chat if that's helpful for all my guys that always get angry all the time. Throw a 7 in the chat. That's good. All right. It's a substitute emotion, fellas. You can't let it get you down. All right. I'm going to go through this forgiveness piece rather quickly. The bottom line, fellas, is you want to make sure that you forgive anyone who's ever hurt you. And you're like, man, I'm still mad at that person. All right. I'm still mad at that person. All right. Throw an 8 in the chat if you've ever been mad at somebody. Throw an 8 in the chat if you've ever been mad at somebody. Right. Yep. And guess what? The longer you stay mad at that person, the more it hurt you and it didn't hurt them. And that's the first feeling. Unforgiveness or not forgiving somebody is like drinking poison and wishing for that other person to die. Like if you drink enough poison, man, like you gonna lose your life. If you drink rat poison, you're gonna lose your life, right? Too much of that. And so what happens is when you don't forgive people, it actually hurts you, fellas. So the longer you stay mad at somebody, like it's only hurting you because the person that did you wrong or the person that let you down or the person that made you mad, so to speak, that person is still doing whatever they want to do. That person is still playing outside. That person's still on Fortnite. They still on their Xbox. They still having a good time because guess what? They got other friends too. So the longer that you stay mad at this person, the longer you stay mad and don't forgive them, right? And forgiveness doesn't mean that you forget. And forgiveness does not give them an excuse for doing what they did to you, okay? But it does give you an opportunity to own that and not let it control you. Number 2, you will know that you are forgiving someone when you see them or hear their name and there is no longer an emotional reaction. That's the feeling, emotional reaction. All right, so if I say, if I'm mad at RJ and somebody says, hey, you know, RJ scored a touchdown today, and I'm like, man, I hate RJ, that means I haven't forgiven. that probably means I'm still upset with RJ, okay? All right, and then last but not least, okay, forgiveness is the only way to heal, fellas. So a lot of you all may be mad at your parents for something, maybe mad at somebody for something, right? You might be mad at somebody for something. Maybe your dad let you down, right? Maybe your mom let you down. You might just be mad because you don't have the money or your family don't have the money to get the shoes that you want. You want to upgrade your computer. You want to upgrade your clothes and you can't. You probably need a haircut right now. You're like, man, we can't even afford a haircut right now. And so you might be upset about that too. But the only way that you get a chance to heal through stuff like that, fellas, is if you forgive, man. You just got to forgive when people let you down, okay? And it says, and I'm going to turn it over to Coach Smith to talk about this win the day. And then Coach Smith, we got the win the day calendar right after this. So you can kind of cover that. But it says forgiveness is the only way to heal. It is, I'm going to get off this screen real quick. All right. It's for you and not them. We must forgive those we feel have wronged us, not because they deserve to be forgiven, because it's not about them deserving it, but because we love ourselves so much, we don't want to keep paying for the injustice. So, fellas, why would you keep making yourself pay for something that somebody else did? All right. You don't have to keep paying for those things. So, again, being uncaged, fellas, we're talking about anger and forgiveness as the focal points, and how to let those things out so that you guys can keep moving forward. I'm going to turn it back over to Coach Smith to finish up this win the day portion. And then I'll flash the camera, the calendar when he's ready, because we got an assignment, because you guys got to do something every single day up until we meet again next week. Coach Smith.
Yes, sir. Good stuff, Coach Hall. Appreciate that, man. Get out the cage, uncage, right? Or cage up. Some of that anger and forgiveness, man, and make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do, man. Spread the love, right? Spread the love, not the hate. Win the day, man. Win the day. This is a really simple philosophy. This is something that myself and Coach Hall, we try to, implement every single day of our life. Okay. And you probably have heard this if you relate to sports, or, maybe if you watch the Buckeyes or your favorite teams, they talk about go out and of course, win the game. But in order to win the game, they break it down a much simpler process, right? If you want to win the game, right, you must win majority of the quarters, right? You got to win more quarters than your opponent, okay? If you want to win more quarters than your opponent, typically you got to win more plays than your opponent, right? And so if you go out and win more plays and win more quarters, then ultimately you put yourself in a chance to win the game. And so it's very simple and similar to that in our lives. Okay. We want to win at this game we call life. We want to put ourselves in the best position to be successful. All right. What we have to do is we have to attack every single day. Okay. And we have to go out and win the day. All right. Win the day. Type that in the chat for me real quick. Type win the day in the chat. Win the day in the chat. All right. We got to go out and win the day. All right. Now, what does that mean? Okay. What does that mean? Because before we even can win the day, right, there's a thing that we must do first. And usually that is we have to identify what it is that we must do to win the game. Okay. Or win the day. So think about it. If you're playing an opponent, okay, you're gonna say, hey, if you know that opponent, their running back is really good, you're like, hey man, in order for us to win the game, we know that we have to stop this guy, right? We got to stop Coach Hall because he's really, really good. He can run the ball, he can catch, he can score touchdowns. We have to stop Coach Hall. So I know my game plan. If I want to win the game, I know the very first thing I must do, the most important thing I must do is stop Coach Hall. Okay. Well, it's the same thing in our life, man. Every single day, right? We should be thinking, hey, what is it that I can do today to win the day? What is it? So either you might want to do it the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning, right? After you say you're thankful for, grateful for, after you might thank the Lord for waking you up or thank your parents and give them a kiss. I want you to identify what is it that you must do to win the day today. All right. Is it simple? Hey, maybe it's just tell my mom and my parents that I love them. Right? Maybe it's help my sister get her book bag for school, right? Maybe it's, opening the door for somebody when I get to school. Maybe it's just doing something nice. Maybe it's telling that kid that gets bullied around, hey, you know what? I'm going to stand up for you today. We're not going to let these kids bully you. Or you know what? I'm going to give somebody a quarter or 50 cents to help them with their lunch money, buy a milk or a cookie or whatever the case may be. Like every single day you should be focusing in on what is it that I can do, right? And just give me one or two things. Just really simple. What is it that I can do today to win the day? All right. And as you see, okay, Coach Hall, we got it on the right there. It says, 3 questions, all right, that you want to ask yourself. Did I serve today? Did I serve somebody? Did I serve others, right? This life is not about you. We talk about it all the time. It's about serving others, helping others. Did I serve somebody today? All right. Did I love somebody today? Many of you talk about the love of your parents or your godparents or your sisters and brothers, right? Like, did you love somebody today? Okay. And did you tell somebody that you love them? It's one thing to love somebody. It's another thing to actually tell them. And I can guarantee you, man, if you go tell your mom right now that you love her, that'll warm her heart. That'll warm her heart, big smile, everything. Don't do it just when you want a pair of shoes or you want something. Hey, mom, I love you. Now, can I have the new Jordans that come out next? Don't do it. Don't do that all the time. Just go and tell your parents that you love them, right? And don't want nothing in return. All right. And then the last thing, did you forgive today? Okay. And we do that in our thankful for, grateful for. Did you forgive somebody today for stepping on your sneakers? Did you forgive somebody today to bumping you in the hallway on accident? Did you forgive somebody today for your sister for, yelling at you or getting in trouble? Okay. So win the day is just a mentality. Every single day, I want to go toward this day with the attitude that I'm going to win the day. Now, Coach Hall, if you could put up the calendar here, as you guys can see the calendar. All right. If you guys can see the calendar.
Should be up, Coach.
All right. There you go. You guys should be able to see the calendar right there. Okay. So again, very simple, man. What I want you guys to do, you're going to take this calendar. Okay. You're going to take this calendar and for the next 30 days, what page is this on, Coach Hall?
The calendar is on page. Let me get it. Keep talking. I'll let you know.
Okay. So we're going to tell you exactly what
page 9. Page 9.
All right. So everybody turn to page 9 real quick. Okay. Win the day calendar. So for the next 30 days, guys, for the next 30 days, I want you to write out this calendar, write the dates on there that, today is the 11th is Sunday. So you can start in that top left box up in the top Sunday, put the 11 on there. On Monday, you can put 12. I want you to go ahead and mark this calendar for 30 days, okay? And for the next 30 days, what I want you to do, okay, is I want you to evaluate yourself every single day. And I want you to ask yourself, did I win the day? Okay? So what you got to do in this box, So on Monday, on tomorrow, what I want you to do, first thing, either you can do it tonight before you go to bed, or you can do it first thing in the morning. All right. You can say, what is it that I must do tonight? Or excuse me, what is it that I must do today to win the day? Okay. And I want you to write one or two things on that down in that box. All right. Does that make sense? I want you to write one or two things down in that box, the things that you must do today to win the day. And at the end of the day, I want you to check off the box and say, did I win or did I lose? It's really simple, guys. It's not a lot of gray area, right? You know, you're not tying, you're either winning or you're losing. Okay, so every single day I want you to ask yourself, did I win or did I lose, and why? Okay, you should be able to answer that. And if you didn't get the things done that you said you were supposed to do today to win the game, then you probably and then you lost. Same way if I said I need to stop Coach Hall from running and scoring touchdowns, and we didn't stop Coach Hall from scoring touchdowns, we probably lost the game, right? So it's the same thing for you. Every single day, identify what it is that you must do to win the day. And then at the end of the day, I want you to answer, did you win or lose? Put a W or L. Okay, and we'll mark that, and we'll keep track of this over the next couple of weeks. Okay, now, last thing I'm gonna say, you will lose some days, and it's okay. All right, we all lose some days. The object of this is to win more days than you lose. Okay, and when you can look at this calendar from a 30-day view, and you can see that you've won majority of the days, and you won majority of this month, then you're putting yourself in position to be super successful. Because here's the deal. When you take care of the days, when you win the day, the weeks and the months and the years, they're going to take care of themselves. All right? They're going to take care of themselves. Drop a, what number are we on, Coach Hall? Drop a
10.
We at 10?
I think 9 or 10.
9 or 10. Drop a 10, baby. We closing out. Drop a 10 if that makes sense. Drop a 10 if that makes sense. Everybody clear on what we want you to do. All right? Everybody clear? I see all 10s. Any questions? All right. If you got a question, put it in there. Drop a 10 if that's clear. Next week, this is homework. Next week, we're going to have you, you're going to have to report out. You're going to have to report out. Tell us how many wins you got, how many losses you got, and why did you win those days. All right. Good stuff.
And fellas, look, this is pretty much it. We're done with our call this evening. Again, this is very important. You're like, Coach, what should I put down? It could be something that's, hey, brush my teeth in the morning and at night, right? That could be something that you do to win the day. It could be call my grandmother and talk to her for 10 minutes on the phone, like not text, but talk to her on the phone for 10 minutes. That could be something that you do to win the day. It could be, hey, finish my science project on time. That could be something that you do to win the day. It could be hug my mom. That could be something that you put down to win a day. You want to put down 2 or 3 things that you have to do every day to win that day, period. You got 24 hours in the day. You got to make sure you write those things down. So every day, 3 things, 2 or 3 things.
This is what we're going to do, Coach Hall, right now. All right. Right now, give me one thing in the chat that you think tomorrow that you can do to win the day. Give me one thing in the chat. All right. Give me one thing in the chat that you think right now, all right, that you can do tomorrow to win the day. If it was one thing you had to do tomorrow to win the day, what would that be?
Don't say wake up. That don't count.
Yeah, not wake up. Yeah, that's why we're doing it. We want to get something more than that because, we want to wake up. Okay, be respectful to whom? Be respectful to whom, Christian? Be a little more specific. Be respectful to whom? Get an A. Okay, if you got a test tomorrow or something, cool. If you don't have a test tomorrow, I want you to be a little bit more specific. What's something that you can do tomorrow to win the day? All right. Have a nice breakfast. All right, good. I like that. Eat a good breakfast. Okay, work hard in school. All right, that's decent. We'll take that. Tell my mom I appreciate her. Good deal, Obi. I appreciate that.
That's a good one. That Obi, that's a real good one. That's specific.
Tell my mom I appreciate her. So tomorrow, all right, if you put that down for tomorrow, you got to do that tomorrow to win the day. If you don't do that, if you forget, then you lost the day. All right, makes sense? Do all my schoolwork. Good job, Ryan. Get all your schoolwork done tomorrow. Be nice to my brother tomorrow. Okay, perfect. Love my parents. All right. I would probably say tell your parents you love them. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Practice ball. I'm going to practice some ball. Okay. I will put a time on that. How long do you want to practice ball? Is that 10 minutes? Is that 30 minutes? Is it an hour? So put a time on that just so we can be super specific. All right. Say, I love you to my parents. Good. Love and forgive. Okay. Be specific. Who do you want to forgive? Okay. Who do you want to forgive? All right. Good deal. All right, perfect. You guys got the gist of it for the most part. We want you to be specific, okay? Not just general, because you're not going to do those general things, okay? You're going to do those specific things, okay? We want you to be specific because that's how you determine if you actually win or lost. All right, so what we'll do is next week, We will review these. We'll kind of see what you put down, where you won and lost, and then we'll give you some more pointers and tips if you guys are having some trouble identifying some things, so that you go into the next week with a little better perspective. And if you got any questions throughout the week, all right, feel free to reach out to myself, Coach Hall. You guys got our IGs. You have all our contact information, so feel free to contact us, reach out to us if you have any questions between now and next week.
All right, fellas, man, have a great week. Next week, we'll be knocking out our goal sheets. Next week, we'll start our goal sheets next week. That's always Coach Smith's favorite portion, so we'll knock those out next week and get it going, fellas. So have a great week. Practice letting go of that anger. Make sure you forgive and make sure you win the day. See you guys next week.